Peace and love, everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please like and subscribe. And I'm your host, Queen Tamara of Astro Healing Arts Wellness Center. Welcome, everybody. I hope everybody is surrounded by love, peace, and joy, and freedom and happiness this Wednesday. It's a beautiful day out and a beautiful super moon, full moon is forming. So if you have an opportunity to go outside and take a look at it, I encourage you to do so. It's gorgeous and very bright, and I believe this is the last super moon of the season. So you definitely want to take an opportunity to go and take a look at it. It's a great time to charge some of your crystals and just, enjoy it while it lasts. So, family, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight, we are talking about the phenomenon of social media. Social media is something new, but it has taken the world by storm. And I use it myself. I have a few platforms that I use, including this one, and many of us use it as a source of information, as ways to promote and advertise our businesses. We also use social media to communicate and to keep ourselves informed or inform others of what is going on with us personally or with our businesses, or whatever is happening that we feel like we need to advertise and let people know about. And a lot of people use it, people use it, like I said, to communicate with families over great distance. It can also be used by celebrities, the news media, the regular media. They even have social media pages. Universities use it, all kinds of businesses use it, and it has replaced things like the phone book. A lot of people go to social media for reviews before they will go out to eat at certain restaurants, or they want to hear what other people have to say. They want to see the pictures, on Facebook or Instagram or the places. And then it's a source of alternate news. A lot of people tell me TikTok. I don't have my own TikTok page, but a lot of people say that TikTok is a great way to stay informed, find out what's going on around the world. And it's just so many other uses for social media. And there's the good, and then there's the bad. And of course, and the negative elements in society, the so-called dark web, they will find a way to infiltrate social media and use social media for sinister, nefarious purposes. And it's a lot of that out there too, which turns many people off from social media. I know some people who don't use social media at all, other than occasionally going on YouTube to watch something. They don't have their own pages, they don't use it, and they say it's because of the negative hype and propaganda that is used or on social media. How people use it in negative ways, and they want no parts of that, or they're very private people and they just don't want to share their personal lives on social media, which is totally understandable. And some people have been on it, but then, they had a bad experience with it. They may have been exposed to somebody fraudulent or con artist or something, and so that turned them off from social media, which is totally, understandable, because there are dangers out there. So tonight we're going to be talking about social media, the pros and the cons, and how family to really keep yourselves and your children safe through social media, because it can be um, dangerous and distressful, or it can be useful depending on how you use it and who is behind it. So we're going to explore how to use social media in a more responsible, safer way. So social media is a world of information, and it's also a world of illusion, because everything you see on social media is not true. Some people use it to, like I said, to promote their businesses, to promote things that they're doing, and it's kind of like it's in the eye of the beholder. So it just depends on who's behind the platform. And then other people use social media to vent, their feelings, for self-expression that sometimes may be offensive to other people. We got someone in the chat, Dia. Hey, so happy to see your video. Thank you, sweetheart. Happy to see you too. Thank you for joining each week, and thank you for your support. All right, so we're talking about social media being a source of information and illusion. So some people use it just for information and sharing information or seeking information. And you have other people who are using it to spread false information or just offensive information. Like sometimes, you'll make a comment online, and next thing you know, people are coming for you, saying all kinds of things. If you express yourself sometimes or post a picture of something that you may think is harmless, just sometimes people will come with the negative comments, the bullying, the inappropriate comments. That's commonplace in the world of social media. And also, people use it to spread false information. There's lots of I don't know what the word is. I guess cyber fraud out there. I know people who have been victimized by it. And so you got to really be careful and really mindful of who you're talking to on social media, who you're watching, and what you're observing, because it can be kind of tricky out there. It can be deceptive. There's things like catfishing, con artists, frauds, identity theft. Sometimes people will contact you on social media and say, sometimes they'll make up a fictitious page so that they can actually go catfishing or, playing games or fraudulent activities. I know some people who gave money to, they thought was a person that they knew online, through some of the apps, and the person that was asking for the money wasn't the person that they thought it was. And so they actually got cheated and duped out of their money. So be really careful of people asking for money online. Be really careful of that. People who say, hey, I'm so-and-so, I need this, I need that, won't you donate? Or I'm collecting funds for something. If this is not a person that you know well or know personally, just be really careful before you make donations or before you support a cause. Make sure it's the person that you think it is. Call them first. Nothing wrong with using the old-fashioned phone. Call them first and say, hey, is this you? In fact, I had a situation today. Someone sent me an email requesting my information about an event that I attended, but I didn't attend the event. So I reached out to the person who's the organizer, and I said, did you authorize this person to send the email out? And they said, well, forward it to me because it might be, it sounds fake or fraud, So just use your discernment. Always be aware of stuff. So when people are asking for money, offering these get rich, quick schemes, or these pyramid business deals, or anything where they're promising you money if you give them money first, just be a little careful of that. Do your research. There's nothing wrong with asking a lot of questions. If they're uncomfortable with the questions you're asking, then you should be uncomfortable with giving up your coins, because anything that you are donating your hard-earned money to, you should know about it. Like if it's a GoFundMe to support a good cause, or if it's some kind of other activity that you're interested in, just be careful of that. Whenever you post something online, it has the potential for people all over the world to see, people that you don't know. You may post some pictures of a family vacation thinking the other family members, your friends see it, but lots of other people may see it too, even if it's a private account. Some accounts are private. Just because it's private doesn't mean that someone in the public won't have access to it. There's people that make it their business to surf people's private accounts to get information. They're looking for your private information, whatever that may be. The people who hack into things and get access to our social security numbers, our bank accounts, our our checks, checking accounts or whatever. There's people that do this all the time. They are experts at it. And just because you don't know who they are, they may be watching you. And so there's lots of fraudulent activity that's going on online. People will create a false page using a name they made up, or it may be someone's name that put an image up. You don't know who this person is, and they may initiate a conversation with you online, like your things over and over again, try to start a conversation with you, but it's just to get information out of you, to spy on you, to stalk you, whatever. It's so many different ways and methods of doing this illegal, unethical activities, and they got a million ways to do it. Then there's the catfishing, the people who pretend to be someone they're not. I know multiple people who were talking to someone online, on a dating app, or one friend of mine said she paid some money to some guy who said he had a matchmaking service, and then she never heard from the guy again after she gave him her money. And, he promised he was going to put her into something that had, where she could access all these men's profiles that were looking for wives and, serious relationships. And, he said everything that sounded great to her, and she gave up the money. And I told her, she asked me what I thought about it. And I was like, I don't know. I said, I think if you have to pay for it, be careful, because I thought dating sites were, or matchmaking sites were free, I thought. So that made, I told her just be a little cautious about that before you actually give up the money. But she made her own decision, and yeah, so that's what happened. And, that happens a lot. A lot of people are communicating with people online and sharing their personal information. You don't even know if this person is a real person or not, or if someone is playing games with you to try to, cheat you out of money or whatever. They could be a predator. They could be somebody that's doing some trafficking, and they're fishing online looking for some victims. So just be extra careful. If you are the kind of person that's looking for a mate online, or looking to get married, or looking for somebody to date online, ask the person to talk to you in a video chat. That way you'll know if it's really them or not, because anybody can put any kind of profile picture up. Just be mindful of that. And there are people who are narcissists or manipulators and users, and they will prey on your vulnerability, your feelings of loneliness. Don't tell them you're lonely. Don't tell them you're alone, or you've been looking for a long time, or whatever. But just those kind of things that they're looking for, that are key words to them to try to cheat you or to trick you into something. And you hear countless stories on the news of people meeting someone online, and then going to meet them in person. The person robbed them, assaulted them, even worse. So just be careful, because it's online. These people are still strangers to you. Remember, you probably heard stranger danger when you were growing up. Stranger danger still applies as adults. Be careful talking to people you don't know. Okay. Or even if you know them a little bit, online, they might be a different person. Some people got an online personality, and then they got a public personality, and you'd be surprised. Sometimes they are not the same. So just be extra careful, extra mindful. The same way you would be in a public place, you need to practice that same level of security and caution online. All right. So Dia said most people use it to show a fake lifestyle. Yes, that is true, Dia. Some people do that. Um, all of us like to look nice, and a lot of times when we take pictures for Instagram or Facebook, we like to get dressed up. We want to post our best pictures online. I know I do sometimes too, because sometimes some of the pictures be looking like ugh, and you want to present your best self online, and that's great. But some people use it just to post pictures that are not that their authentic self. Like they may put pictures of somebody else pretending to be them. They may post someone else's house pretending it is theirs. Um, put really expensive clothes or jewelry or bags or whatever on, and just fronting like it's them, but that's not their stuff. Also, you may have people who go on vacation and they'll take a picture poolside and will pretend that this is their pool, or this is their villa or whatever, and they may be just taking a picture. They may work there at the hotel, and they trying to pretend that this is their place and this is where they hang out. But they the pool cleaner, but they take the picture, and they can always adjust the lighting and fix things. So it's a lot of clever catfish out there, a lot. And then some people, like she said, show off a fake lifestyle, the lifestyle and what they are doing in front of the camera, in front of the gram or Facebook or the other platforms, is just something that they're doing for show. It's something that they're doing for likes, something they're doing to try to go viral. Sometimes it's something that they do for money and for ratings or whatever, and it's not always real. Just like they say reality TV is not so real, also social media sometimes is not very authentic. People are putting on a show for you, and keep that in mind too. And we live in this age where people feel the need to show everything online, and sometimes that is planned, premeditated, and scripted. So just be extra mindful of that. All right, social media can be addicting. This is true. People can become addicted to almost anything. It's like if you invent something tomorrow, within the next month, you're going to have people addicted to it. People get addicted to all sorts of things, not just substances, legal and illegal, alcohol, sex, food, gaming. You got some people who are addicted to gaming. They spend all day long playing games. The only time they leave the house is to go buy another game, or they just have it delivered to the house. They have no social life, no friends other than people they game with. Food is a big addiction for a lot of people, because food makes them feel comforted. It makes them feel happy, temporarily, and it makes them feel something that they feel they're lacking. Some people are addicted to television. When I was growing up, a lot of people were hooked on TV. The television stayed on all day long. I witnessed this a lot growing up. Every time you talk to them, the TV was on. What you watching? Nothing. It's just on, or whatever comes on, they're going to watch it. Nothing seems to bore them other than not having the TV on. The TV was on all day. Sometimes they slept with the TV on. They have to have some kind of like visual stimulus or noise or whatever from television. And some people wouldn't even go out anywhere because they don't want to miss their shows. And a lot of the shows, there's going to be a rerun later. So if you miss the premiere of a new show, the rerun will come on later in a few months. Just wait and watch that. They had to watch television. Television. The calling people, what happened on the stories today? I missed it. What happened here? What happened that, I can't, anything can become addictive. And I'm seeing that social media can be addicting for some people. Some people spend hours on it, searching through Facebook, searching through the gram, searching through whatever, commenting on everything, checking, uh, verbally abusing people, harassing people, joining in and starting, political arguments, over whatever. It's like they just looking for something to comment on, to start an argument. And they seem to live for this and thrive off of this. And then you have the people who are addicted to other people's lifestyle. They're constantly checking what someone else is doing on social media. Certain celebrities pages they follow, or reality stars or whoever it is. They watch these people and they watch their movements. They watch what they're wearing, what they're posting, who they're with, where they're going, and it's like they know all about this person. And then they also, on the flip side, that you got some people who are addicted to like posting things. Like they have to post every aspect of their lives. They get up in the morning, hey everyone, I'm doing this, I'm still in bed. They got to post that. They got to post what they're gonna, get ready with me videos. They constantly checking to see how many likes they have, how many subscribers, how many followers, how many friends or whatever, just to see. And they take this stuff, really serious. When they lose followers or when people are not posting, then they decide they got to do more scandalous stuff or more controversial things to get more comments. And it's like an obsession almost, or it is an obsession. I know almost it does become an obsession for some people. And I see this in some people that is just not used properly. I personally, like social media to some degree, but it can be problematic. And I see a lot of toxic behavior on there and a lot of toxic stuff. So I don't engage in, like, I don't scroll a lot like I used to when I first got on. I think the first page I ever had was Facebook when I first started Astro Hill Knox Wellness Center in 2010. So, I started a Facebook page, and maybe about a year or two later, I noticed that people were posting very inappropriate pictures for comments. And I was like, why? They, like, a person would post a picture and they'll say, isn't this terrible? Look at this, that. Well, if you thought it was so bad or so, disgusting or so inappropriate, why would you repost it and share it and ask people to comment on it? People would put up disturbing images and then say something, to elicit a response for people, and, just all kinds of stuff. And it's like, why would you post that if you thought it was horrible or disturbing, or if it gave you nightmares? Like, one lady told me something gave her nightmares. She watched sometime, but she reposted it. Like, if it bothered you, why would you share it with others? Or if you thought it was, disrespectful or something like that, just, think about those things. If it's disrespectful, it's offensive, if it's inappropriate, then don't share it and don't comment on it. And so hopefully it'll just, go away back into the oblivion from where it came from. But just avoid that stuff if that's something that you don't like. I avoid arguments online. Yes, some people will try to come for me. They will say, I'll comment, say something that, uplifting, that I think, is positive, because I do use it to be, raise people's consciousness to be positive. I like to be a positive influencer. And sometimes people will say things that, are inappropriate or negative, and I think it's to start an argument. And you know what, just keep it moving. And there have been times where I have liked someone's page or commented something nice about something that a person posts, and then somebody will reply to it and say something rude. And I'm just like, you have nothing better to do but just go scrolling through the internet looking for a comment so that you can, reply to it or attack it. But this is, the world we live in, and this is what some people do. So just avoid that kind of stuff as much as possible, because these arguments, they're not worth it. Um, I think it's called trolling. So just be mindful of trolls. The trolls live under the bridge. Leave them under the bridge. Let them do and say whatever they're going to do and say, and you just keep, rising higher. Don't let them bring you to their level by saying things. Use the block button. I think all apps allow you to block people, allow you to delete posts that, are inappropriate or offensive or disrespectful, because they will try. And let them try all they want. You just realize that you got the power, and like I said, you can block, you can delete, or you can remove them from your platforms, so you don't have to deal with that kind of negative, behavior. Make sure you post positive vibes only, and if they're not vibing on at your frequency, block them, delete them, push delete. All right. When it comes to the addicting part, just realize that if you or a loved one is spending a lot of time online, and you get emotionally attached to your presence online or someone else's presence online, that is a warning, and just be careful of that. Seek help or encourage the person, the loved one, or whoever it is that's notice has a addiction to social media. Encourage them to seek help, because that's not healthy. It's okay to follow and admire people, but when it becomes an obsession, and you're checking, and you're getting up in the middle of the night checking your phone to see if someone responded to you, or to see what someone else is doing, have they posted yet, did they respond to your, that's obsessive. So seek help, or encourage others that that are doing that to seek help. If you can't go hours without checking your phone to see how many likes you have, or how many comments, or if anybody's watching or listening, or if you are just constantly attached to the phone and you can't get anything done because you're always posting or reading and following someone else, then you may have a problem. So please seek help. um Social media is similar to television. Like television, they say, is tell a vision. Social media is similar to that, because whose vision, when you subscribe to something, or when you are following something, whose vision are you subscribing and following? So if you are following a social media influencer, you got to think about, what are they influencing you? Are they influencing you to be the best version of yourself? Are they influencing you to seek higher modes of expression? Are they influencing you to just be a better person, to work on your self improvement, your self-care, your self-love? There's lots of people out there on social media who are encouraging people to lose weight, to get in shape. I watch Melissa Neal's videos sometimes. She talks about her journey through weight loss, how she began um, a healthy lifestyle after age 40. I believe she said, and she changed her eating habits. She became more fit through strength training, and adopting a healthy means of exercise. She's a bodybuilder. There's people like that, so that helps motivate me to continue to stay in shape and exercise. She gives helpful tips on healthy eating habits and recipes. And there's other social media influencers, positive. They share, you know um healthy eating tips, other healthy tips, um, tips for your mental health, do-it-yourself videos, how to build things, how to make things, how to construct things, how to remodel your house, how to change your life, how to, fix your credit, how to create things on the computer. There's reading tutorials, there's stuff for homeschooling. There's so many things out there, lectures, spiritual sermons and lectures, music, all kinds of stuff. So you got to think about what are you subscribing to? What are you being influenced by? Who are you following? And who are you friending? Are these people positive influencers on your life? Are they encouraging you to be positive? If not, then you may want to examine that and screen that a little bit better. Maybe you want to switch gears and find something different to subscribe to and to follow. And the saying that everybody shouldn't be a follower, you should be also a leader. What you decide who and what you're going to follow and who and what you're going to listen to. So you're the leader of your own self, your own mind, your own destiny, and your own life. So if you choose something to listen to and to watch and subscribe to or follow, you got to think about, how is this enhancing my life? How is it helping me? How is it benefiting me? And if you're just watching someone every day, watching their movements, watching what they're doing, or the movements that they are displaying, the vision that they're giving you, how is that helping you? Is it helping you at all? Yes or no? That's up to you to decide. They're expressing and showing you their vision for themselves, or what, how does that coincide with your life? So always keep that in mind too. Dia mentioned that they show a fake lifestyle, and yes, everything you see is not authentic. All that glitters is not gold. You may see people online talking about their couples, their relationship with someone, and they show you all the pictures of them holding hands and traveling places together, the happy moments. They may show videos or how-tos on their relationship, but behind closed doors, these two may not be the ideal couple. It may just all be just a front for the cameras and for the gram or whatever. And so also, while you're watching others and paying attention to what they're doing, also focus on you. Focus on your life and your relationship. You don't want to neglect your relationship because you're so busy watching another person's who may be faking their relationship just for likes and followers and for the attention. Some people love attention, especially narcissists, and that's what they're doing. They're just doing stuff for attention, so that the focus is always on them. Remember, narcissists always I, me. So be careful of that too. Sometimes people just put stuff out there just because they can, and it's not always authentic. Be careful. We already talked about the predators and the cyberbullying. Remember, you got the power. When that stuff starts, push the delete, push the block. One really important thing that I want to say is be careful how much you share on social media. We've been talking about following other people, but be careful of how much you share. A few years ago, a young lady who is a child of a celebrity shared some things online. I saw an article about it, and she shared some things online about her parents and how they raised her, some issues that they had. And all of our families have, some kind of issues, some more serious and more dangerous than others, or more dysfunctional. But needless to say, she shared some things that had happened in her family as she was growing up, and some things about her parents. And then people started saying really negative, really harsh things to her and about her family. And she was so upset, that from the comments. But if she had never put that out there, perhaps that would never have happened, because no one knew these things were happening, because it was something that happened within the family. And by her sharing it and exposing that, it just opened up a big can of worms for her, and she was very upset. She said, from the backlash. But you know, if you start a snowball and then you push it down the hill and it just accumulates more snow, and as it rolls down the hill, it gets bigger and bigger. So she kind of, put that out there. She started the snowball. If she had never shared her personal um, life and childhood online, people couldn't have said the offensive, inappropriate things they said. Someone else I know who has her own platform, she shared some things one time about an illness that she had and how it was somewhat related to stress. And she shared about some experiences that she had in her past. And then she turned around and did another video, saying that people had attacked and went online to her ex-husband's page and said all these things to him and all of this and that, because of something she had posted about, having a stressful life and going through a stressful divorce or whatever. And they just, ran and attacked him. If you don't share a lot of stuff about yourself, people cannot come for you and attack you, because they won't know. So be really careful how much you share about yourself. A lot of people on social media call themselves being transparent by sharing a lot of things. Just be careful and mindful what you share, because people cannot talk about and attack you for the things that you share if you don't share it. If you don't say everything about yourself, they won't have, any fuel to use against you. And some people don't know how to handle that. Yes, some people want to be transparent and they want to show that they're vulnerable and that they have, issues like everybody else, particularly a lot of the healers and a lot of the people who are in the public eye, who are especially in the conscious community. A lot of the so-called leaders and healers a lot of times want to share their personal journeys, their healing journeys. A lot of us who have been through some things in our lives, we like to share, what we went through, what happened to us, in an effort to help other people who may be going through similar things or who may find themselves in similar circumstances. And so your journey and your experiences could be really helpful to someone and appreciated. However, on the flip side, there's people that are immature and simple-minded, and they can't handle it, or they just think negative and inappropriate. And when you share some things, they will say something that they shouldn't say, or say something negative about it, and just say inappropriate things. So always be careful of how much you share about yourself in your life, in your family, and those who are close to you on social media, because some people's minds are not in the right place. You're thinking, I'm sharing this, I'm being transparent, this may help someone, this may motivate someone because I did it, I got through it. Somebody else thinking something different, and they may just misconstrue the whole message, ruin it, say something totally ridiculous and inappropriate and offensive, but your intention was good. So just keep that in mind. Discretion is always advised. Be careful of how much you share, because it is your personal business and it's not for the whole world to know. Some things, be discreet. The less you share, the less people can comment and bully you about. And I see it often, and it's unfortunate, but just remember that everybody on that social media is not your friend. It's just not. They don't have your best intentions. They don't. So just be careful what you say, what kind of pictures you post, who you sharing with, and who you talking with. Okay, because some people don't have the discretion and the decency and the respect that they should have for others. So with that said, I hope this was helpful. And then parents, one more thing before I go. Parents, monitor what your children are looking at and exposed to on social media. Yes, we're in this digital age, but you are still the parent and you're still in charge. And it's up to you to determine what your child is exposed to, because once the little eyes see it, it's there. Once the little ears hear it, it's there, and you can't go back and just erase what they saw and heard. So if your child, you're responsible for your child, and you have to be responsible, and you have to be the protector and protect what your child looks at. Just like television can be harmful, parents, you got to monitor what they're looking at, how much they're looking at, and the same for social media. You have to monitor and watch what your child is looking at when they are looking on the phone. If they're playing games on your phone or your tablet, you have to monitor that and check what it is they're looking at. If they're talking to someone, who that person is, how much they're talking to them, and what is that person asking them. Is that person asking them to send pictures, to share locations? Sometimes children think they're talking to another child, and they're not. That happened to someone I know. They found out their daughter was talking to someone online, and this person told her to meet them somewhere, and they called the police, and it was another child. But just to be on the safe side, just always monitor. If your child doesn't, we also have to learn that how to get in the back pages, because this same family that I was talking about, whose daughter was having some inappropriate conversations online with someone and she got caught, they found out that she deleted her Facebook page when they told her to, but she had created another one that they didn't know about, and some kind of way she had a secret, direct message page, a DM page that they didn't know about, and they had to go in the back page to find it. And then when the things hit the fan and the police got involved because they thought that she was being lured by a sexual predator, they found out all these pages she had and the stuff that she was posting on it. It was just too much for anyone to handle. And so parents, just be careful. If your child's on social media a lot, you need to know who and what they're talking to and what they're talking about, and take the phone away at night. If they're going to sleep, they shouldn't have their phone under their pillow. Their radiation is not safe. They shouldn't have, matter of fact, they shouldn't even have the phone in their room at night. If they have a phone, take it. Because at night, when you're sleeping, they may be on the phone with somebody and talking or meeting, scheduling to meet someone or whatever. So take the phone from them. Take the phone at night, monitor the tablet, find a way to put a block on it so that they can only use it when they're around you. Do the same with the phone. Put a passcode on it that only you know the passcode. And so this is a way to protect them from identity theft, from predators, from cyberbullying. It's a lot of this going on. Children are some of the most vulnerable people to this kind of behavior. But as the adults, we have to be more engaged and more involved in what the children are looking at and what they're listening to. And so as the adult and as the parent, it's your responsibility to do that. So with love and, with caring, don't make it seem like it's you're punishing them to make them feel bad. You just let them know that you're doing this to protect them. And, you let them know about the predators out there, the cyberbullying, the con artists, and you're protecting them. And that's the bottom line, because that's your duty as the parent, to provide and to protect and to guide them. So, all right, everyone, I hope this was helpful. Some helpful tips that I live by and I've shared with others and have had shared with me. So in the meantime, please enjoy this beautiful full moon, super moon this week. May you be surrounded by peace, love, good health, happiness, freedom, every day and in every way. Peace and love, family. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your positive feedback and your comments. Thank you for watching the Healing Cipher on Mondays. Thank you for tuning in on Wednesdays. Send me some comments, positive vibes only. Let me know some things that you would like to hear us talk about, dealing with health, wellness, and spirituality, which is what I'm always committed to doing. Love and light to each and every one of you. Remember your light in the darkness, family. Peace and love to you all.